Right now, though, Jahlani Tavai, who is brought to you on a Patriots Friday by Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh, by Elite Vodka, drink Elite Vodka responsibly, and by findmassmoney.gov. And he joins us for the first time on this show on the Harbor One hotline. Hey, Jahlani.
How y'all doing?
How you doing?
Man, I'm living life. Can't complain much.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. That's positive. I wanted to ask you, Matthew Slater was on this radio station a week or so ago and talked about how this team is in uncharted waters, and this is an opportunity to display the kind of character that you guys have. Is that something that you guys talk about as a team?
Definitely, especially with the players. It's a time where we just gotta stay together and regroup, and and just continue to play hard and continue to just play for each other. A lot of us aren't used to being at 2-6, so like you said, it's uncharted waters, and it's something that we have to dig ourselves out of.
Jahlani, that's a kind of good question that Greg had, and when you kind of get in depth as somebody who's been here a long time for a while, how do you get? Especially, I think the biggest thing is to get young guys to not get unfocused because of where your record is and where you are in the standings. Because I feel like those are the most important guys to make sure that they're staying on point and staying locked in.
The guys that we have in the locker room are by far one of the toughest guys I've ever been around. These guys have been through much more harder adversity, and I believe that that we have such a strong connection with each other that whenever we feel like we're not having that kind of day, we have each other. So a lot of times we're leaning on each other, and a lot of the times younger guys are looking at Slate and asking him questions and trying to pick his brain on how to be great, just like himself.
Jahlani, I know that on Wednesday you made sure to emphasize the fact that the team needed to get back to your fundamentals. What are those fundamentals, and do you feel like that you guys have been able to do that this week?
Whenever I talk about fundamentals, I talk about like tackling. I talk about coveraging or coverages, the things that you had to learn when you were a youngster, and I think that this week we had a good week of preparation. I think that we have a strong game plan, and we're going to be prepared for Washington.
Jahlani, one of the things that you guys did extremely well last year is you created a lot of turnovers defensively. This year, you're kind of at the bottom of the league. What do you feel like you guys got to get back to doing to kind of, creating more turnovers as a defense to, help out the team and obviously help out the offense, whether it's scoring or putting them in good field position?
The biggest thing is just everything's always got to be about the ball on defense. We got to find ways to, get the ball back into our offense's hand. And one way that we can make that happen is just making sure that everybody's swarming to the ball. If you got 11 guys to the ball, one guy can hold them up and the rest can just get after it, And then, on special teams too, we got to capitalize on times where, if the returner fumbles or whatever, we just got to, be there at the ball, and everything's always got to be about the ball.
As a defense, looking at the Commanders and Sam Howell in particular, he had a great game against the Eagles last week. On film, what issues will they present for you guys?
He gets the ball out quick, and he's been very consistent on his reads. So our main focus is making sure that we get him off his groove. And the biggest thing, like I just said earlier this week, was making sure that we tackle. Tackling is going to be a big thing for us, and we got to just make sure that all 11 guys on the field are flying to the ball.
Jelani, one of the things that we talk about on the show, and I think people talk about just nationally when it comes to Bill Belichick, is him being still able to relate and coach guys, because he's been around for a long time, especially some of the newer, younger generation. Do you feel like Bill still can do the things to be relatable to some of these younger guys that are coming out today and playing football in a kind of newer generation style of football? Is he that type of coach that's still relatable to a lot of you guys?
Most definitely. I always pride myself on being adaptable, and Bill's one of the most adaptable coaches that I've seen. I know he's a little old school, but he definitely still interprets things that the younger guys can understand. So I believe that he is.
Does he know what Instagram is yet?
I think he does, but he chooses to stay away from it. That was a good one.
When you start to look at what you guys need to do to kind of maybe put yourself in a position to get back into it, what's like just the biggest message maybe that you guys are telling yourself on a daily basis, and just trying to get the team to understand that, hey, maybe there is a chance we can get back in this? What's that message to the team to kind of get them to believe that?
There's two things that always come to my mind. It's the one thing is playing for each other. You mentioned one of the greatest players I've ever been around, Slater, and he's always had that focus or that message for us, was just to play for each other, because when you play for others, it's great things happen. And then the second thing is having the mindset where we wake up and we get to come play football. We get to play America's sport instead of we have to. Having those mindsets is the things that we always think about whenever we come back into the building.
Do you end up as a player hearing? Do you hear the noise, like when you're, let's say Sunday, you end up being down first half, and there's some booing going on? Do you guys end up hearing that? And if so, from a fan perspective, how do you feel about that?
You're always going to hear boos. Hopefully they're not for us, but I block it out as much as I can. That never really. Sometimes those boos kind of give me some motivation, so that in the second half we come out and we turn those boos into big roars and cheers. So for the most part, though, it's pretty blocked out for me.
Yeah.
Jahlani, what was it like going from playing college football at Hawaii to being drafted to Detroit?
Well, it was a great opportunity. It was a major blessing to be drafted there and play ball. It was a really great opportunity for me to learn how to be a professional and develop my skill set.
What was Patricia like as a head coach?
Patricia, man, he's awesome. He was my dog. Still is, but he was a blue-collared coach, and those are the type of coaches you wanted.
I'm assuming you prefer the weather here to Hawaii also.
Oh, yeah, just only around summertime.
All right. Well, listen,
Yeah.
thanks for being on this morning, and go get them. Go get them on Sunday. Show that character. All right?
I appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day.
Okay. All right. There he is.